This is part 1 of my review of the HaloNite T109. I'll be covering the specs, the features, initial thoughts. In part 2 I'll be covering performance testing, the range tests, speed tests, off-road tests, and everything else that I don't get to cover in part 1. I purchased it for $2,875 from AliExpress. The seller was HaloNite Official Store. The purchase link is in the description below. Here are the specifications. Dual 3000 watt motors for a total of 6000 watts of power. An LG 35 amp hour battery, but there is an option for a 32 amp hour LG or a 42 amp hour LG battery. It has 11-inch tubeless tires, and you can get the off-road tires or you can get the street tires. Front and rear hydraulic disc brakes with electronic braking system. Front and rear spring air shocks. A possible top speed of 90 plus kilometers per hour, and a range of up to 105 kilometers with the 35 amp hour battery. A maximum load of 200 kilograms, and the scooter weighs 52 kilograms. Next, I'll go over the dimensions. Here are the dimensions when it's unfolded. And here are the measurements for when it's folded. The deck is massive, 24¼ inches or 62 centimeters long. And at its narrowest point, it's 11¼ inches wide or 29 centimeters. The deck to handlebar height is 38½ inches or 98 centimeters. And finally, here's a picture of me on the scooter, and I stand 6 foot tall, so that should give you an idea, based on your height, where the handlebars will be for you. To power on, turn on the key, and press and hold the power button on the LCD. To change the speed mode, quickly press the power button, and then press the mode button to toggle between the different speed modes. Press the power button again to set it. Pressing the mode button will toggle between the odometer, trip meter, and voltage. To enter the P-code settings, press and hold both the mode and the power button together for 3 to 5 seconds. Once you're in there, you can toggle between the different P-code settings by pressing the mode button. To change a value, quickly press the power button. To change the value up, press the mode button, and to decrease the value, press the power button. To save the changes, simply wait 3 to 5 seconds and the menu will exit. To power off, press and hold the power button, and then turn the key off. Now I'll briefly go over the P-code settings. My values are the ones shown in green. P0, P1, P2, and P3. Those are factory default settings based on the model, and they don't advise you changing those. P4 toggles between kilometers per hour and miles per hour. P5 is either a throttle start or kickstart. Given that it's a heavy scooter, I would highly advise the throttle start. P6 is cruise control. I always keep that off on all the scooters. P7 is start strength. Do you want a smooth start or high power? I go with high power. Maybe newer riders might go with the smooth start. P8 is your power settings, 0 to 100. That's where you can change it down if you have a younger rider, or perhaps you want to set that lower so they falls in compliance with the local speed laws. P9 is the electric braking system. I keep mine set at 1. The speed and acceleration on the T109 is incredible. You can feel the pull with every slight movement of the throttle. I've had it up to 74 kilometers per hour, but I've not done an official speed test yet on it. It feels super solid and stable at the high speeds, and there is absolutely no shake or wobbles. The hydraulic brakes with the electronic assisted braking do a good job of slowing down the scooter. The braking system feels like it's in need of a bleed, which is why the actual brake test will be done in part 2. My first thought of the suspension was that it was going to be too squishy, but actually it does an incredible job of really smoothing out the bumps. I've not headed off-road yet, but I intend to hit some pretty robust trails for part 2. For lighting, the first thing everybody always notices is the halo headlights. They have 2 modes, solid on and flashing. There are two forward-facing white LED lights under the deck. Side flashing RGB LEDs that are on whenever the headlights are turned on. Two red rear-facing running lights. And two LED brake lights just above the rear running lights. And lastly, it has sequential rear-facing turn signals. It also comes with a nice loud horn. On the left side of the handlebar, you have the light switch, voltmeter, external USB port, turn signal, and horn. On the right side, you've got your LCD and throttle, your echo turbo button, single and dual, and additionally there's another USB port on the back of the LCD. Step 1, press the silver locking button and then lift up on the locking clamp. Pull down on the locking tab and then swing it out of the way. Lift and swing the entire locking clamp forward. The handlebars will then drop down. Next, pull and rotate the locking pin. Pay attention that there is a detent on the side of it. Press down on the folding release lever, then slowly lower the handlebars until you hear the click. I didn't intend on making a two-part review, but I had a little accident lifting the scooter into the elevator. It got out of my grasp and fell to the ground, and the battery came loose. Because the performance testing is going to put a lot of stress on it, I figured I would wait to do those until after I fix the battery, and as long as I have it open, go ahead and try and water seal the entire compartment up. It's a very heavy scooter, and just getting it out of the building is a job in and of itself. So that pretty much wraps up part 1. For part 2, I intend to do the range test, brake test, speed test, off-road and trails, night driving, and I'm open to suggestions, so leave comments in this video and perhaps I can get it added into part 2. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I see you.